Well, hello there and welcome to another edition of What's the Word in association with Ladbrokes right here at the Racing Post. I'm Tom Malone and I'm joined as always by my three amigos. Slightly changed panel this week. Brendan Duke, welcome back. You've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks. Shane is back as well and Johnny Ward sits in at the front too. Reminder as well, comments competition, £100 free bet from Ladbrokes up for grabs. So well done as well to Pounce Bet last week who tipped up Super Sunday. What a shape that was. Anyway, well done to him. He's got himself £100 and of course as well, just tell us a winner this weekend and the biggest price one gets that prize courtesy of Ladbrokes. So what a weekend we had last weekend, Johnny. Initial Dublin Racing Festival. Highlights for you?
I guess Sam Crow's win, like he showed what he could do over 2 miles against good horses in fairness. I think the second horse is a very nice horse, Duke de Genevieve. He'd be a real fancy for Cheltenham if Sam Crow weren't along, and I thought he really lit up the place and I really enjoyed the weekend. I thought it worked a treat. Hopefully they can build on the crowds of 2018 next year. And I think the British visitors really enjoyed it as well. And it's
yeah, the British punchers, but there weren't that many British horses, but there were plenty of English people on the ground from what I saw anyway.
Yeah, and more disappointing as well, the British horses didn't run particularly well in generally, the small few that did come over, but it is a bit of a cyclical thing. It's just the Irish horses are better, a lot better really at the moment, and hopefully it'll change, but I think it's really going to establish itself as a big festival.
Yeah, and nicely timed too.
Yeah.
Shane, you were up there, saw you on the telly. Any highlights for you?
Speaking of Sam Crow, nearly got kicked by Sam Crow walking back into the winners' enclosure after some specimen of a horse. Absolute class, you know. But from a personal point of view, I thought it was great to see Monley get back into the winners' enclosure. I think that was one of the best novice chases we've seen this season, and has definitely cemented himself as a worthy market leader thereabouts for the RSA.
Yeah, absolutely. Brendan, good to have you back. You've been away for a little while. You were out visiting, but you made it back for the Dublin Racing Festival?
Yes, thank you, Tom. I love what you've done with the place.
Yeah,
You get to a certain age, it's all a bit lumbar support, isn't it? These are proper chairs.
The last time I was asking Duke he was going racing, he said, "No, I'm not going racing. I'm going clay pigeon shooting today."
Okay.
Yeah. How'd you get on
up a notch?
Yeah, well, I think the guy kind of shoots for you. I'd say if I was left to my own devices, I wouldn't have had nearly the strike rate I had. But I look like a natural with him holding the barrel and saying pull. And
You've got the vibe. You've got the country gent vibe going on as well.
Yes.
So it surely suited you.
Yeah. No, I have a big thing for Tweed. All right. Yeah.
Good stuff. And any highlights from the Dublin Racing Festival?
Oh, well, as Johnny said and has been saying for some time. In fairness, it's all about Sam Crow. It's just, I mean, it's very aesthetically pleasing when such a gorgeous horse that you see in the parade ring is as gorgeous on the track. And I mean, just the word that keeps cropping up when they talk about Sam Crow is effortless, and it really is effortless. I mean, he's so quick over his hurdles. He jumps like a champion hurdler. We were saying earlier there were 15 races at the weekend. I think he could have won any of them. He's a machine.
That's a fair statement, right? Any improvements you think could have been made
with Dublin Racing Festival?
Maybe bring back the Hunter Chase for a bit of variety.
No, I don't think so. I think the programme, I mean...
It was a very good 2 days. I mean,
great programme.
Much you could crab about it.
You're absolutely drained after it as well because it's the racing is so good.
Yeah.
Like Punchestown has a lot of dross in April, we'd say.
God, there's about 100 bumpers in it.
Yeah, and a lot of Hunter Chases and stuff. But this just felt like the old Pierce Hurdle is almost lost in it, and that was a real standalone race in its own right. And that race kind of struggled for, I suppose, some publicity beforehand because there's so much going on, but I wouldn't change anything about it. I even think the 2 bumpers are excellent as well. I think the bumper could well be better than the Cheltenham bumper some years when you look at the Jigginstown runners that could run it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, let's move on to this weekend's action. We've got Newbury, Warwick, the Opera had at Naas as well. So we'll start at Newbury. Super Saturday, they're dubbing it. We'll start with the Betfair Hurdle, 335. As always, a brilliantly competitive handicap hurdle. Probably not the greatest renewal ever. Underway at 335. Shane, run through a few prices there.
Absolutely, Tom. Just before I do as well, if you are playing online as well, ladbrokes.com, we will be paying an extra place. So 5 places on the Betfair Hurdle if you're playing online this weekend. Irish Row, currently 9-1 favourite for Dana Blue, 10-1. Jenkins also at 10-1. A whole host of them at 12s. Blue A Rouge, Kalashnikov, Cafe Grace, Lawler and Waterlord, all at 12-1. It's 14's bar, but a very open-looking contest once again.
Johnny, what kind of horse do you like to look for in a Betfair Hurdle?
Just a strong traveller, really. Blue A Rouge is what my pin landed on. You know, if you look at his novice hurdle form against Tombstone, he's not badly in. He didn't run badly behind Hunter's Call the last day. I think Hunter's Call has a really strong each-way chance in the county hurdle. And I don't think that was a bad run at all from a horse that basically didn't make it as a chaser last season. We all remember the abortive campaign he had. And Willie Mullins sending him over again. I think he's a fair each way chance at around a double figure price.
Brendan, who are you with here? I saw you write something. You going for a mare?
Yes, Verdana Blue, from the very race Johnny was talking about. I think that was a proper race in Ascot as well, but it wasn't run at a proper gallop, and Verdana Blue suffered more than anything, I think. She was held up basically last, out wide. She just had a brutal trip. She made one mistake at the third last, just as the race was hotting up. Exactly what you didn't want to happen. I thought she did well to finish third. Looks to be plenty of pace on here. Good long home straight in Newbury. Very hard to kick out of the 5. The blue.
Yeah, absolutely. And with those 5 places as well, brilliant each way type race to play into. Some great news as well. The return of Altior. He goes in the old Game Spirit race, the Betfair Exchange Chase, aka the Game Spirit. Shane, just remind about the prices on
just
this.
the 3 of them at the minute, Tom. 8 to 15 about Altior, very sharp price coming back off. That win operation. 13 to 8 Politolog, then 25 to 1 Valdez. Just a couple of Andy Post clues here as well. 11 to 10 we go about Altior for the Champion Chase. Non-runner no bet in your Ladbrokes shop. And 7 to 2 Politolog. Non-runner no bet for this.
Fair enough. Are you with Altior here? It's been a while since he's returned, but I mean, Politolog has done pretty well so far this season.
Politolog, it's like Politolog 2.0. Forget about him before this season. They've taught him how to settle. They've done a great job with this horse. And Nichol's doing a great job for racing by running him. It would have been easy to duck Altior, but this is a proper, I mean, as 3-runner races go, this is as good as it gets. Politolog will give Altior a good test because he'd give anything a good test. He's an exceptional jumper. He'll jump out in front, and Altior will have to go past him. But Altior usually finds a way. I think Altior is currently the best horse in training, and I think he'll win.
Is there a case we made for just backing him for the Champion Chase here pre-race? Because if he goes and dosses up by 5 or 6 lengths, he's going, 4 to 6 or something like.
Yeah,
so
that's
what he easily do, yeah.
I was asking a question there, but yeah,
I don't think the non-run no bet price is bad, to be fair, because I still think he's a better horse than Min, and Duvan, you couldn't back him. I find this race hard because obviously he's had his wind up. Kind of mixed signals from Henderson saying that he, has put in a great piece of work during the week, but also like that if he gets beaten, this could be the day. I've no doubt he's a far better horse than Politolog, probably a stone better than him. I think Politolog he's like a good Nichols 2 mile chaser, the likes of the Dubawi horse that won the Dodging Bullets, like not a star, but like
not a masterminded, but Dodging Bullets.
Not a masterminded, not an Azertiop maybe, but solid. He's going to give him a good test. I wouldn't have a bet in the race, being honest with you. I don't know how the market's going to shape up tomorrow. And we've spoken a lot about the markets of late.
If Altior drifted significantly, when would he become a betting proposition for you?
It depends. I mean, if he drifts significantly in the morning, yeah, fine. If he drifts significantly 5 minutes before the race, I don't like backing the horses like that full stop. But if you got 4 to 6, you'd probably back him. But I don't need to have a bet in this race. There are too many imponderables.
Okay, and would you back him for the Champion Chase? If you saw money from him in the morning, would you then go, I'll just back him for the Champion Chase?
Yeah, I definitely would. Like, one of my fancies for the Champion Chase is Great Field. He's also absent. I don't really know what can win the race if Altior shows up. So, yeah, I probably would.
Okie doke. I think we've not really cleared the picture there at all. But right,
the answer is we've no answers.
Yeah, really, okay. The Betfair Demon Chase won last year by Native River. Another 3-runner race this. Native River, much lighter campaign this summer. Remind us of the prices before we get
4 to 6 at the minute, Tom. Native River, Cloudy Dream 11 to 4, Safford are all 7 to 2. Just for the Gold Cup as well, very briefly. Native River 8 to 1 with Ladbrokes non-runner no bet. 66 about Cloudy Dream, and Safford are all 80. For the same race.
Based on those anti-post prices for the Gold Cup, should we just be following Native River blind here, even at odds on, Brendan?
Yes, because he's up against, Native River is a horse you'd want beside you in the trenches because he'd have to be dug out of them. Yeah. The other 2 horses wouldn't go into the trenches in the first place. They're Cloudy Dream and Safford.
Very harsh, Suki.
He's a warrior. He's a warrior.
They don't find much off the bridle.
He's only 8 as well.
Yeah. Yes. I just think he'll probably do it the hard way because he usually does, but the other 2 will not go past him.
Yeah. Just to say as well, a lot's been talked about Colin Tizard being somewhat out of form to his high standards this season, but he has struck a bit of form the last couple of weeks. He's had 4 winners, around about 16% strike rate in the last couple of weeks.
He had 4 winners in January, and he's already had 4 winners in February. So
I looked at his stats there yesterday for the season. They're not bad at all, actually. You know, it's one of these things where people keep saying something enough, it becomes the truth. But
it's probably just the Finian's Oscar factor as well. I mean, that horse is just so disappointing this year and bizarrely campaigned, and everyone's sort of projecting everything through that.
A Thistle Crack, which you couldn't judge really either. Native River is a great bet here because how short can he be with a view to the Gold Cup? Cloudy Dream doesn't stay the trip as far as I can see.
And like Safir Dura.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wouldn't be surprised if Safir Dura was the one for the forecast, but Dukey said they won't go by him. I think he'll go by them, basically. I think he'll be held up, he'll outstay them, the race will be over or 2 out. And he's a good bet.
And is he a proper Gold Cup contender as well?
He is, because is it any better than last year? Probably not, and he ran a blinder last year, so he is, absolutely. Very likeable horse.
Yeah, let's move on to Warwick. They have the Kingmaker Novices Chase here. This could give us some market clues, and another warm water favourite here as well, Shane.
St. Calvados 4-7 at the minute, Tom. North Hill Harvey 5-2, Diego de Charmil 8-1, and Drumcliff 12s.
Can you give North Hill Harvey a chance here? He's pretty wrong at the weights.
Yeah, I can. He does a bit on the weights, but an excellent jumper. Go out in front, hopefully dictate at the prices. I think he's a little bit underrated, maybe. This is going to be a really good race to watch. I think he could make all.
Yeah, and we have a big North Hill Harvey fan in our midst as well. Anyway, your thoughts, Brendan?
I'd be surprised if anything leads St. Calvados. I think he'll jump out in front and make all. He's probably the best horse in the race, and he's very much favoured by the conditions.
Would you put anyone off that treble on Saturday, St. Calvados, Altior, Native River?
I wouldn't.
Fair enough. Anything else on Saturday jumping out in the car at you?
No, not in particular. Some interesting racing at Naas in Ireland as well.
Opera Hat Chase.
The Opera Hat. I'm really looking forward to seeing Benny Dedieu. Where she'll go at Cheltenham, if anywhere, who knows? She hasn't been seen since Carlisle. I think she's a setback at Christmas, but she's a real dark horse for proper chase glory down the line, I think.
I think didn't Richie kind of class her along the lines of possibly as good as any pair, potential to be possibly as good as any pair.
Her jumping at Limerick 2 Christmases ago was unbelievable. She wasn't outrageously good at Carlisle, but I think on really heavy ground, she's going to take a hell of a lot of beating.
She'd probably be odds on for that.
A shade of, I think she'll go off around 4-6, I guess.
Brendan, anything else for you on Saturday?
Well, I'm looking forward to Benny Dedieu as well. I was hoping we'd get around even money, but from canvassing the room, that seems unlikely. But I thought she'd win.
There's an absolutely brilliant bumper as well at Newbury, by the way. As good a bumper is going to be run in the UK this year as well, coming at 4:40. Keep an eye out for Good Boy Billy, I think. David Jennings may have tipped that one up on another show. Also, let's move on to Sunday and Punchestown. We've got a Grand National Trial. We've got a pretty decent novice hurdle as well. So we'll start with that Irish Stallion Farms EBF novice hurdle 2-mile contest listed upcoming at 2:10. Anything jumping off the page in you and that? Lots of Grade 1 winners in the past have won it. 2
Scorpions in the race.
Yeah,
and both
I noticed.
Could well be fancied. They could even go off joint favourites. I know we've a big Scorpion fan in the room as well.
I actually flagged another Barney for that very reason as well.
Yeah. But Jessica Harrington has gotten the best out of the first Grade 1 winning Scorpion, who David Jennings fancies for a particular handicap at Cheltenham. We won't say any more. And this horse looked a really nice prospect at Naas. You know, I know the favourite for the race, Mouse Morris's horse, was very disappointing. I don't think the form amounts to a lot, but he could only go and win. He was, and he's a fine-looking horse, typical Scorpion in that regard. But I'm going to give Athenian one more chance. I like his form against Paloma Blue. I mean, that form is rock solid, as you see with Sam Crow's win at the weekend. And just his run at Naas, it just looked too bad to be true the last day. I actually had a bet with a colleague in the press room who backed the other Noel Meade horse in a match bet against him. And he literally passed him out on the line in a moderate 9th.
Just to clarify,
when everyone else had stopped watching.
This was in the Grade 1 at Naas, and the 2 horses were falling out of the back of the TV, and Johnny and a colleague had to score. I think it was a score match bet.
Still haven't paid him.
That's the best way to win or lose a match bet, I think. Though when you're looking
Johnny's
at the
selection was about 15 lengths in front,
TV.
approaching the second last, and ended up done on the line.
Fair play to the cameraman, though. He did his job.
He stayed on the line as if he knew.
He knew.
Anything else standing out for you in that novice hurdle, Brendan?
I didn't think it was a particularly strong race for the grade. I was drawn to the 2 last time out winners, Riders on the Storm, and another Barney. Riders on the Storm's form probably the last day worked out a little bit better, but I was really taken with the way another Barney did it. He looks to be very sane by the standards of a Scorpion. Looks a fairly straightforward horse. I thought maybe he could win.
Good stuff. Shane, I assume we're going off tissue prices for that.
Yeah, around about 7-4, 13-8 territory, about another Barney, around about 3-1, then possibly Hardline and Athenian 7-2, I would think.
Good stuff. We've got the Bullsports Irish Grand National Trial as well. It's handicap chase over 3 miles and 4. Bide Zeal won it last year. A Grand National Trial before the Grand National weights come out, it's got to be tricky, hasn't it?
A lot of these trials are not trials, basically,
Yeah.
you know. But this race is so tough. I was talking to David Jennings earlier. He was on about putting in a nap for the Irish field from this race, but it's such a hard race. You really want something that stays, and Folsom Blues definitely fits the bill there. Gary O'Brien must be one of the luckiest owners around. He just keeps striking gold. And this horse, to be fair, he was a chancy purchase out of Mouses. He's getting on in years. He's had issues.
Yeah.
I
But
think he was well fancy for the Welsh National
Yeah.
at Christmas time as well, and he had a setback and was
That's
subsequently
right.
taken out, yeah.
And then he runs a
Really
blinder
well
over
fancied.
hurdles the last day, and he's actually off literally the same mark, if not a pound higher than he was over hurdles, and he will stay. And Gary with the Midas touch, Gordon Elliott's horse in great form,
Yeah.
ticks a few boxes for me.
Good stuff. Brendan, anything standing out for you in that Grand National Trial?
I'm with Johnny. I thought Folsom Blues around 8-1. I thought that was very fair. It was a very good run over hurdles in Sandown the last day. The step up and trip will definitely suit, and I think tomorrow could be the day for him. So I thought 8-1 was very solid each way.
Because elsewhere in the Bunches Day card, obviously got a Grand National Trial. Do you think, and then we got the Hunter's Chase as well. Do you think we might get 1 or 2 festival clues from that? I think Kilgamboa is.
Yeah, well, I think Burning Issues is favourite for the Fox Hunter, because there was one race that I hadn't looked at all anti-post, and I said I better have a look at this, and I kind of went off Fox Rock because he doesn't seem to really handle nice ground or whatever, and Alan Fleming seemed to say the same. So this lad could be a big... Gilgamboa can't run it, but this lad, for a small yard, he's another Scorpion, actually. He'd be a great story if he could go over there and be a big challenger, because I'm not sure the Irish have much in the way of Fox Hunter contenders at all this year. But I think Gilgamboa... Burning Issues beat nothing at Limerick. Gilgamboa beat Fox Rock. So
it's all a form from the north. Anything else? Anything for you, Brendan, on that? Do you think we'll see any contenders? We have a cross-country chase as well. We might get some clues
so
for that.
Overnat and Cantlow. Cantlow's favoured by the weights this time, so I thought he'd be just favoured and probably justifiably. So I've been a touch disappointing in his 2 runs this year, Cantlow, but maybe they're gearing him up for Cheltenham. But that Hunter Chase, it's rarely say this, but it's a very exciting Hunter Chase. Because Burning Ambition is so old school. He's come through the grades and he's only a 6-year-old, whereas Gilgamboa, although he's only 10 in fairness, he's not old.
He's still a Grade 1 winner.
And that's why, of course, he's placed in a graded race, so he can't get into Cheltenham. But they'd be looking at the Fox Hunters at Aintree and...
Yeah, he's had his issues, though. He needs very soft ground, Gilgamboa. So
I'm not sure
he'd make.
Either.
I think he's kind of at the cantering around stage of his career. He just needs real winter ground.
Right. Well, that's an. It'll be very interesting how the betting goes. But Gilgamboa should be fab, shouldn't he?
You would think. Still, an unexpectedly exciting betting heat. You would think, and could be a card that initially it's probably more exciting than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. In fairness, the weights that the boy is claiming off Burning Ambition as well means that it will be that bit trickier for Nina and Gilgamboa.
Anything else on the Sunday card for you?
I can't really remember much at this stage, but it's a real kind of has a real national hunt traditional mix to it, cross country, Hunter Chase, national trial, and all that. But,
all the jockeys have been as like article style pullovers and woolly silks
and a bit of tweed.
Bit of tweed for Brendan as well. Leave the shotgun in the car. Anything else for you on Sunday, Brendan?
Nothing else for me, Tom.
Good stuff. Well, it's time to
I do actually have one.
Oh,
sorry.
There we go. No.
Tom Nagel trains the horse. This horse he's called Dance Away, I think.
Yeah.
He was second to none other than On the Blind Side in a point-to-point. In a 17-runner point-to-point, he was only beaten a neck or something by On the Blind Side, who Nicky Henderson outrageously thinks could beat Sam Crow. Might have had a few drinks to him, who knows. But this horse could be very well handicapped.
That's fair enough. Nicky Henderson didn't do so well in Scotland, by the way, last Sunday when we were all at the Dublin Racing Festival. He sent, 3 very short price favourites there and only won.
It just goes to show what I've been saying for much of the season, the British horses are no good.
There you have it, on that bombshell. Right, let's get to some best bets of the weekend. Reminder again, that comments competition, 100 quid up for grabs if you give us the biggest price winner and get those comments in before noon on Saturday as well. Right, time for your best bets. Brendan, we will start with you.
Best bet is Verdana Blue, and hopefully she will make the Trixie, because the other two are quite short. I will stick in the 225 Native River, Gone By, and in the 355 Benny de Dieu, who's also gone by, actually. Yeah, so
Yeah,
two winners, and hopefully Verdana.
There you go. A reminder, of course, Ladbrokes, best odds guaranteed in shops between 11 and 1 on those multiples every day. Shane, your multiple for the weekend, your best bet in your multiple.
Yeah, the best bet for me, Tom, is going to be in the Bet for Hurdle. Don't forget, if you're playing online, once again, we're paying 5 places. Waterlord here, like currently 12 to 1. Had been nibbled at the start of the week as well for the McCains. Has an entry in the Supreme Novices Hurdle as well, the first race of the Cheltenham Festival. Mark 135, potentially very well treated, I think. And made a couple of bad mistakes the last day as well, which kind of knocked him back at a punishing home straight at Haydock. But could have been a lot closer than that fourth suggests. So I think around about 12 to 1 about Waterlord. I think Native River will be very difficult to beat in the Denman. And I'm going to chuck in Politolog for the upset against Altior in the game spirit.
Good stuff. Johnny, best bet?
Dance Away, the nap of the weekend, and Gone By, as Juki says, the river. River Gone By.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go. Native River. You're going to give us a third?
A third, I think Benny Didu should win.
Okie doke. Right, my best bets, I'm going to go with Good Boy Bobby, Gil Gamboa, and Benny Deja. Thanks for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week for more What's the Word.